Hi there, welcome to Carcassonne again. And it's the ETCOC Semifinals 2025. Ukraine versus Poland and Belgium versus RCP. I just flipped home and away. So Belgium will play the yellow meeples later on. First off, let's take a look at the lineups for Ukraine and Poland over here. And overall, there is actually only one game where I'd kind of favor one of these players, and that's Adria versus Tomaszek, but only slightly. Maybe Uwais Scuti and Terran PL as well. But overall, more or less all of these 5 duels are coin tosses. They could result in a 2-0, 0-2, 1-2 either way. So please don't ask me which of these two teams I'd favor. I think both are great teams and both would be deserved finalists and even gold medalists. So may the better team win. About Belgium and RCP, these two actually met 2 years ago in the ETCOC. Back then, Poland was able to beat RCP in the finals, and Ukraine, after losing versus, I don't know, RCP in the semifinals, I think. Yeah, so Ukraine lost versus RCP, but was able to dispatch Italy for bronze. But in the group stage, there was an interesting match. And that's exactly the one I'll cover today. I just have to find it. Where's RCP Belgium? Here's RCP Belgium. And the Belgians were able to win on this match versus RCP. But the lineups are quite different. So these two still or will play today, if I remember correctly, and Michael as well. All other 7 protagonists from back then aren't in the lineups today, if, as I said, I remember correctly. And yeah, looks like it. So it's a whole another beast today. Let's dive into it. On table 1, I'd say Do Not Waste My Time should be the favorite. On table 2, I don't have any favorite at all. This will be definitely interesting to see. On table 3, Fabian sure hopes to have a better outcome than in the quarterfinals, where he lost versus the Czechian underdog Zabza. But against Michael, that's a tough order. So the RCP players definitely favored there. Same goes for table 4, where Kraft is playing versus 71st. And on table 5, I'd expect a more close match. So overall, I'd say RCP should be the favorite here, but the Belgians still have their chances. So let's check if they have already started, and they haven't. Looks like BGA is a few seconds late, as is often the case with these tournaments. And here we go. Let's cover Learn to Fly versus Atum. And everything else I'll open in the corners. Default opening, slight imprecision by Learn to Fly, at least in my book. There are more city parts with field side to attack this one than there would be city parts with roadside. So over here would be my preferred destination. And also you wouldn't give away this or these two monastery spots to regular monasteries. Well, let's hope this doesn't turn the game in. Get blocked over here, at least limited. But the first points are on the board. Yellow taking 2 roads. Blue with the small city. And here comes the first tricky decision for yellow. They have to dump the extender, and you hate to do that. But sometimes there's no other way. Both of them are playing quite fast. I mean, there weren't really difficult decisions. Now the first decision whether to meeple the field or not, and sure you do, because this has great chances of expanding by a lot once this road is closed. If we square for blue, but they decide not to go there, just to limit yellow's field. So this route is obstructed, but yellow could still open up the field at the top. Blue likely will take another monastery here. Yeah, yellow takes the cap. Of course, they just hope to win this mini battle. They don't really care about these two squares being blocked later. One thing to keep an eye out for, or eye on, is the roses. All 3 are already gone. Blue trying to play as efficient as possible, risking the block, but protect against it. And now the question is, how should yellow attack this one? Which piece actually would be the best? For now, they just take the monastery spot here. 3-point move for them, but at least they take this one away from blue. The problem, though, is an obstruction like this. And if you manage to close it, then you also endanger your monastery with all starting tiles gone as well. That's not great news. And now that the left-handed daggers are gone, there's actually no great continuation over here for yellow. Oh, this is begging for trouble. And I'm pretty sure the kill will be incoming, and here it is. So in this case, there's there was no way out for yellow. Rose is gone, starting tile's gone, and the dagger's gone, and that with still half the game left, so they had to use something over here. The only thing they could have done differently would have been to first complete this monastery square, to then hope to later be able to liberate the city meeple in this order. So first city, this here This ugly, ugly block reared its head and 2 meeple dead. For yellow, blue takes the field on the right side, and even though yellow is ahead as of now, the long-term chances of them might peg at, let's say, 20, maybe 30% to still win this game. Just 2 versus 1 meeples over here, maybe 2 versus 1 meeples, second one over there, but yeah, this is blocked now. So 2 versus 2 meeples. But overall, blue still has another meeple at their disposal, and they are only at -8, which should be easy to cover with another meeple in hand. So yellow doesn't have the luxury of attacking a city/ruin like that. Blue might have. Yeah, also nicely done by yellow. Just taking care of the road and not leaving it in the open. Who knows what might happen there? Of course, they could have attacked the field, but attacking the field in this situation definitely wouldn't have been a wise choice. It's pretty closed everywhere you look, so if this square would be killed, it might even stay at 6 points, and that should be the goal for yellow, at least the temporary goal. So Atum trying to figure out ways to use the straight profitably here. Decides to take the road on the right side, and this might have been, well, one of the better options. He could have used this one here up top, hoping to draw a curve, and then later on the road end they'll need on the right side as well. Because I'm pretty sure this move wasn't played to create a second attacking option against this city. Another slightly annoying piece for blue, forcing them to take a longer look, trying to figure out what to do. And if you don't have any good use for this piece, maybe just dumping it here might work. This would open the field to the bottom, and there are also 3 right-handed daggers still available. Maybe just dumping this one there to take it later, and then hoping to connect the finished city to your field. For now, they get an ideal piece with this vertical splitter, taking these 7 points, leaving the cap there. But yellow takes the cap, and now the field's worth 12 points, and arguably is looking way better than 10-15 tiles ago. Ooh, that's That's quite the optimistic attack. And this at +6. Not sure that's absolutely necessary. Yeah, sorry, folks, I have trouble with my annotation tool here. So needs one of the two remaining daggers, and blue just draws one of them immediately. The backyard of yellow's field was nice until blue jumped on that as well. So again, yellow is at +6, excuse me, but now they are left with the 1 meeple in hand versus yellow's blue's 2, and that's definitely worse than having 2 versus 3 meeples. So all this accomplished is making things worse for yellow. And the upside of connecting here was a long shot anyway. With many road plus city fields, this could have been killed instantly. So very, very risky move by yellow. And I think too antsy. Blue cleans up city caps. And takes the lead. Yeah, yellow connects there. This was the last remaining dagger, so there's no problem for them. This here is dead. Connection won't happen in this game. But at +2, it's quite likely blue will add another farmer there and then try to connect either way, maybe even waiting a bit and then trying to connect on the left side to take over this 12-point field. And then it'll come down to yellow needing quick points and tying one of the 12-point fields in the end. And all this while yellow has a field of their own, which they didn't do anything about it except for this straight. So yellow's hopes are riding on drawing the monastery, which would allow blue to connect. And, for example, getting one of the Doritos to block the second option of connection for blue. They decide to just take the points, and that's definitely the correct move. Yeah, that's also a nice option. So now both these squares are limited to the monastery, and very, very nice board vision by yellow. So I'll have to eat at least part of my words here. So if yellow gets the monastery, they might still have a shot by extending the ruin on the left side, or even attacking the 6-point ruin on the right side. It's tough, but there's this option. which blue could have taken. Let's see if yellow does. They need to score points, and there are no quick point tiles out there except for the remaining city cap. But there'd still be options, or one option to attack the field. Yellow gets the quick point tile, closes the score difference. It's only 2 points now. So what will blue do? Take the 6-point field for +8 and then just hope to outlast yellow? We'll see. The idea of using a road up top is dead. Yellow likely will just add 2 points on the left. Or will they take the 6-point field? Meanwhile, Michael won the first game against Fabian, and the second just started. Yeah. What would happen if yellow were to take the field? Well, for one, they'd add 6 points for +4, and sure, they'd still need to draw the monastery and aren't the favorite to do so because blue still has 3 tiles to draw versus yellow's 2s. So yellow would only add, in this scenario, 1 piece to their city. Let's check if the cow comes with a shield. No, it doesn't, because yellow has the shielded cow in hand. But the Dorito comes with a shield, so at most +2 for yellow for +6. And then red would have to score 6 points by some other means. Yeah, that's wow. Wow. This I don't get by blue. I don't get it. So yellow should take the field now. And then there is still one chance for blue to win this one, but this would rely on them drawing the cow and attacking the ruin on the right side. They don't get it. So now they can take 5 points over here, which could be expanded with the curve to 6, but 6 points would mean a tie. But in this case, yellow would get the cow for another point, so this would be a 97-96 for yellow. And I think this curve by blue did them in. If they had taken the field here, there would have been quite likely only one chance for yellow to still win it. And that would have been drawing a monastery and a curve to connect these two fields to deduct 3 points from blue score while adding the 6 monastery points to your score. But blue could have just added the curve like this and then that wouldn't have been possible. So let's think about this for another moment. If blue would have added this here, they'd be at 96. Learn to fly at 90. Well, there would have been a way for yellow to still tie the game over here and then drawing the monastery. But that would have been a very slim chance. 71st eked out a win versus Crafty. Looks like they shared a huge city. And Atum still trying to figure out a way to get back into this game and to still find a permutation that would allow them to win. But I don't see a better move than this one. By the way, Yellow could also elect to block the curve move instead of adding this to their city, but doesn't matter for the scoreboard difference, only for the absolute points. And seeing that Atum goes deeply in the thinking tank, looks like there just is no better way. Oh, snap. That I didn't see. And it would have worked. And it's so simple to see even. Well, glad I'm not playing today. So if blue would have gotten the curve, which did nothing for yellow because both had 6-point fields, now they have 9-point fields, then blue would have unified their small field with this bigger field by yellow for a gain of 6 points. So a +3, no, this one here would go to yellow, +2 win for blue. So they had a 50-50 even, and oh man, I'm so blind. Do not waste my time outlasted Gina on table 1. And these two have already started their second. The same goes for Crafty and a 71st. Interesting. No one likes to take an early road. And that's just a joke, I guess. Why not at least try to obstruct blue's city on either side? Let's see. Yeah, makes sense using the road end here. By the way, folks, if you notice slip-ups like the one 2 minutes ago, just rub it in. Let me know in the chat, please. Let's take a quick look at Ukraine, Poland, and for now we have Only one win for Ukraine in 4 completed games. So they'll have to stretch if they want to reach the finals this time. Oh, by the way, let's open the second game on table 1 as well. And Annen May was able to win versus Nice Dicer, so overall it's looking pretty good for RCP. After the first set of games, it's 4-1 in RCP's favor. Even though Blue City is severely obstructed, actually it's quite safe. Only possible tag right now would be the splitter on the right side. And it's not really that likely that there'll be other attacking options in the future. Maybe something around here if yellow were to get a fitting dagger and would opt to try their hands at attacking this one. But at only 7 points as of now, it's not really that lucrative, and maybe you'd just liberate this road meeple and maybe later attack it, so the remaining horse would be a nice solution to allow both these ideas. Yeah, not really great features for yellow. Blue tried, obstructed here, yellow drew the straight, couldn't do anything about it. Nice move by blue, threatening the block to the starting tile, still 2 out there. In some cases, for example, if they'd get the horse, they might even elect to block both just to get away with the mini battle. But they don't, and yellow draws one of the perfect pieces here. No, actually, yes, one of. A dagger would have scored them another point due to scoring 3 points with the road, not just 2. Yeah, yellow closes their city there. And sure, they'd really like to continue this way. But yellow has other ideas for this city. But I guess yellow won't do a lot about it until it's absolutely necessary. Because as long as there are these 2 empty squares there, they'd like to use this one here over there. So actually, if blue were to get a Dorito, they'd use it over here, of course, not just because of the monastery, but to protect their city against the splitter attack as well. Yellow forces the issue at the bottom, risks getting attacked or obstructed by blue, but they want to have points on the board, and soon, please. Additionally, the safe continuation was unlikely anyway. So safe like using one of the big city pieces, and even if you do and hope to draw to Doritos, then there'd still be the option of the splitter. So there wasn't any 100% safe solution, but well, there was this one here and meepling the cap. This actually works wonders for yellow's chances to win this game, and now they surely will attack blue's city, even if it's just to prevent blue from closing the city there. And on table 3, the duel goes to RCP. So it's 1-0 on the match scoreboard for RCP. So let's check. Let's open another game there. How about Samuelson Terran? Yeah, looks like the Pole has the upper hand due to multiple monasteries, but there is a yellow city still in the making. Over here, obstruction, but it didn't work out. Yellow protected. Still, there is the nuclear option of drawing the last remaining dagger and later the quadruple city or marketplace. So we'll see how this game develops. Blue takes an interesting field. The main purpose is likely to block or kill yellow city, but if yellow were able to close this one, at least this blue farmer would score the 6-point field. So only one dagger remaining there, and it's definitely a critical piece. Yellow took the 4 points, obstructed their road. Bad news for them. Blue just got the last horse to take 4 points and also protect their monastery. Still 2 splitters out there. Yellow connects to blue's city for now because there was still the dagger out there, but now it's gone. And I doubt that blue will put it there. They kill another of yellow's meeples, so 3 dead meeples by yellow over, nope, that's the wrong, over here and up top, versus 1 dead blue meeple. Well, would consider the farmer dead as well. So a meeple majority in the long run should be blues, but they have 2 meeples stuck in monasteries for now. And yellow's meeple on the city is rather easy to liberate. The same can't be said about the road meeple because this needs a crossroad and something to liberate the road on the left side. So they don't even bother using this one. They are just taking the city meeple back. Maybe they'd get crossroad and the last remaining rows to liberate the road. And if not, they'd have to live with the 3 meeples in hand. And the 15 points, they are ahead on the virtual scoreboard. Most pressing matter should be to kill this square, but that's easier said than done. Still 2 left-handed daggers out there. So they just might need to score this cap and help Blue's monastery out a bit. If they get a chance to do so, and they don't, Blue jumps on this, of course, instantly. Closes the gap. It's at 10 points now. Learn to Fly gets a nice road monastery, or should rather say usually nice road monastery. On this blocked field, there aren't really prime opportunities. You could go here, but you need a crossroads somewhere else already, so that's not very likely. And I think in the end, Learn to Fly will play it safe and take 2 points somewhere. Still a lot of tiles to go, so arguably you could score more points with this meeple down the road, for example, taking these city parts before Blue gets to liberate their monastery there with a splitter. Else you could think about connecting these 2 cities to a field somehow, but there are so many moves to block this. I don't think it would be worth your while. Then maybe there's this one, which at least would create a 6-point field. This here, I actually don't really like, because it adds 2 green squares to Blue's field. And in that case, I'd rather use it over here, for example. So Blue added another city to their field, scores points in the bottom left corner. Meanwhile, Yellow scored 3 points in the middle and still has a shot at getting the last rose to liberate their road meeple. Also, Yellow could add this cap here and then draw cow and splitter to close these cities, which would be really, really sweet. But they opt to play it safe, and at +10, that might work as well. The only problem, though, is this is a -2-point difference here against Blue's meeple, and there's actually only the one piece to connect, and that's the horse. And they get the long-awaited road end on the other side. Blue takes a 6-point field. Oh. Yellow takes this one, hoping to connect here. And there would have been only one chance to connect with the curve if blue would have used this curve to block, but they didn't. And now, right? No, why should you connect actually? Yeah, 3 points, 6 points. Connection would be 3 points. Closing the road is 4 points. So definitely the better move. Even if it's just 1 point, this could be decisive in this game. Even though you'd have to live with being blocked by blue, but there's still a chance of connecting here if blue doesn't do anything about it. And now they don't need to do anything, because to connect here, yellow would have needed to draw vanilla and monastery. Now that there is this last connecting piece in yellow's hand, of course they could use it. There's no way for blue to counterattack. There are no Doritos and big city tiles left. 71st also managed to win their second game versus Crafty. So it's 2-0 RCP. Now let me actually switch a few games here. So Gina and Do Not Waste My Time are in the upper right corner now. Although it looks like only for a few minutes. And then let's refresh quickly and open another game of Ukraine, Poland in the top left corner. Looks like there's a decider going on between Pavel Brin and UI Scooty. Let's check if this is covered by Alexi, and it isn't. So have fun using another set of eyes in the top left corner. Oh, by the way, I could actually enlarge the scoreboard. So Learn to Fly is at +9. There is this cap, which would result in a 7-point move for blue, and therefore they just take it. Doesn't matter what happens with the monastery in the end. This is a Learn to Fly's tie here. They win this game, tie the duel, and there might still be hope for Belgium. So the most pressing need would be, well, to win the running games of Gina and Nice Dicer. So I think this one here is done. So let's check out Gina's chances versus Do Not Waste My Time. Did I say tie? Oh, what's up here? I said tie, I think, no? Yes, I said. But this was actually the second win by Learn to Fly. So they put Belgium on the scoreboard. It's only 1-2. But looks like with only these 3 tiles remaining, and Do Not Waste My Time at +7, that it will be pretty tough for yellow to win this game. There's no curve left. It's their penultimate tile, and they only can score a few points. There's no way to attack this field again. Yeah, tough. There would have been if they just had gotten the straight, then they could have attacked with a straight over here and connect with the vanilla. But they weren't able to draw the right pieces. And therefore, do not waste my time. Gets the second win and advances RCP to the finals. So let's check if Nice Dicer at least manages to win a game versus Anne May to force a decider there. Oh, that's the wrong shortcut. So Anne May's penultimate move, and there are only city pieces left. They block this one here. Not really sure why, actually, because closing the city would have been a mistake by blue. Not blue, yellow. And this way, yellow just takes 3 points, forces a decider, but it's sadly a dead rubber game, as RCP already has 3 dual wins in the bag, and therefore I'll push this to one of the corners and cover one of the games in the Ukraine-Poland match, and looks like UI Scooty and Pavel Brin is so close, and it's a decider as well. So let's cover that one. Meanwhile, Tara and PL, 1 versus Samuelsson. So Poland is ahead at 2-0. And then let's open up Zaharek MTU. And how about we switch the layout now that we are down to 3 games? Where is it? Over here. Whoa. That was the wrong screen. Okay, so scrolling incomplete features, looks like MTU just secured the win for Poland, but it was the tie in this duel, not the win in this duel, so not the win for Poland. But Ukraine still needs to win this game on the right side and the one of Zaharek versus MTU, whereas Poland only needs one of their players to win their last game. Doesn't work well. Okay, so let's dive into this one. Score is more or less tied. Yellow just added this curve, hoping to draw the remaining horse, take these 5-point road and connect to blue city. Maybe even hoping to get this Dorito here, and that's exactly why blue placed the curve there to take away the field Doritos. Other notable features are this city by yellow, but they need the starting tile on the right side, and that's exactly why they self-restrict. Any curvy piece over here would have killed this city because there's only one road Dorito and no rose or left-handed dagger in the deck. And the chances of closing this one by employing the horse are very slim, and they'd rather use it on the left side anyway. Scooty, on the other hand, hopes to get the big city piece for themselves to connect here and add another city on their 6-point field, which they try to do up top as well. Pavel gets the dagger. Tricky to use that one profitably. Adds it at the top, leaving the city cap in the open because blue has a more pressing matter to close and works like a charm for yellow. Creates a 6-point field on the fly. There's the big city piece for blue. This square then is dead, but yellow gets their Dorito and takes even a 9-point field, but blue gets the starting tile, scoring 5 points plus 3 for the field. They think about meepling the field, but in the end they might just take the 1 point on the road, because this field could be united. And if they'd go on the field here, yellow would use the straight over here for a 6-point move. So deducting these 3 points from blue and claiming these 3-point road. And unless there's a better move for yellow available, I'd say they'll execute that one. And let's see if this 1 point might in the end make a difference. Problem for yellow is that this is their last meeple. So, but does it make a difference? Is there any feature you could claim with one of these city pieces that's worth more than 3, potentially 4 points if you'd get another straight, and I don't see one, which doesn't necessarily mean that there is none. Also, there is one problem up top. That's this option of blue attacking by getting either vanilla or the Dorito and then yellow drawing the straight. But actually, can you block this? Yes, you could, like this. Because in that case, if blue were to attack, no matter with which piece and how, you could always block here, either with a straight or with one of the city pieces. So is it worth this? Well, I'm glad I'm not the one who has to figure this out on the fly within, let's say, 5 minutes, because once figured it out, or once you're coming up on 30 seconds, 20 seconds with your penultimate move, you'd rather complete the move. There are no scoring animations to go through, so no effing BGA bugs to suffer, but I'd rather play it safe and not do a, what was it, Norbert's 96 yesterday in Latvia's opening game, who had 2 games with 1 second left in a duel. So both games of this duel. That's cutting it close as cutting it close can be. So this is a 6-point move, and protecting this would be a 6-point move as well, but one that's not 100% guaranteed, and therefore I'd take this one. Yellow does as well. And let's see, I guess blue could attack, and actually if this attack works or not doesn't matter, because else they'd just take 3 points for this road and win anyway. So by drawing this city cap, or one of the city caps, blue won this game versus Pavel Brin. And looks like, at least in the end, that there wasn't anything yellow could have done about it. They just needed to get the starting tile to close their city, but they didn't get it. And therefore, Poland advances to the finals again. And it'll be, as I said in the beginning of this stream, a rematch of 2023's finals. Back then, Poland was able to defeat RCP with a 3-2 score, and I think all 5 duels went to the tiebreaker. So 8-7 then. We'll check. For now, let's pick, well, how about Nice Dicer Annen May again? And then let's open. Oh, I don't have this. Interesting. So let's check. Yeah, Poland won versus RCP, and it was an 8-7. And except for Christoph, the lineup was the same as today, I think. Yeah, so just exchange Tomaszek, and you've got the same lineup. And there are a few known protagonists on RCP side as well. So we'll see if this will be a familiar layout later on today. So to fast forward, the final will take place, oh, this is not updated, refresh. The final will take place at 15 UTC in 2 hours time, and I'll cover this. In between the currently running games and the final, I'll cover the Taiwan Carcassonne Online Championship semi-final between Hotley and Stephen Chang. I hope you all stay tuned, or rather, what is it? Tune in again, because I'll take a quick break after MTU and Zaharik are done. And then I'll be back in 25 minutes to cover the semi-final. I guess they won't need 90 minutes, and then I'll have a short break before the final again. Belated hi to Crafty. Not sure why I didn't notice the ping in the chat, because actually I should be able to hear it. Let me test this. Actually, it works. I'm not sure why I didn't say hi. So here's Crafty on screen. Hi, Crafty. Yeah, your test 1, 2 works as well. Thank you. How does one say commiserations? But I'm sorry, I won't say commiserations, Belgium. You've reached the semis. That's a great feat, and you still have a shot at a medal. Although against Ukraine won't likely be any easier than won't likely be any easier than against the semis against RCP, but still a lot of Carcassonne to be played, and may the better side win. Yeah, not a walk in the park. No, definitely not. I guess there's well, you could have played against Poland, but any other matchups quite likely would have been easier. So let's actually take a look at this game now that I blabbered on and was busy with other things. What's up here? Yes, we have this shared field in the middle, looks like 24 points. 24 it is. Yellow attacking on the left side. Still one curve out there to connect. And actually at +6, was it necessary to attack the field? Is there any other chance to connect there. Could yellow just have blocked over here? Maybe, but why not try your hands at this 50-50? Well, I'll tell you why. Because it's easy to block it. And if Anne was in any position to waste points, he would have done so, but he just couldn't let these 2 points slide away. And now nice dicer takes the 5-point ruin, secures the field attack, or protects it against the block. And now it's not just a 50-50, but 9 is -9 points. Yeah, for sure. -9 points down for Anne as well. And yeah, this could work. That's nice. Very nice board vision. Let's see if yellow's board vision is that great as well, and it is. So blue could have used it over here, but actually this one protects it. It doesn't block it. That's a mistake, because blue could use it, it being the last horse, and then hoping to draw the curves themselves, for a 24-point gain. So that's the wrong move, because if yellow had placed the monastery anywhere else, blue could have gone over here, and then yellow would be able to kill this square. But this here opened up the barn door for this one permutation out of, 24, but still one permutation. And one permutation is sometimes enough. Unless I'm somehow wrong, but if I'm wrong, please correct me in the chat or in the comments. Yeah. So good news for yellow. Blue just didn't get the horse. Nice dicer adds a second game win, wins their duel versus Anne and May. So the result is a 2-3 in Belgium's. How does one say this? Well, in 3-2 in RCP's favor. That works for me at least. And it looks definitely way nicer than it was, because the 3 games they lost quite convincingly, albeit pretty close games. At least a few of them were pretty close. And even a score like this here might be a 50-50 flip. Anyway, I actually don't remember the details of these games, so please check back or the replays if you're interested. So let's take a look at Zaharek versus MTU just for kicks. And now, still 20 minutes to go until the Taiwanese semifinal starts. So this works fine for me. Actually, let me check if there's still anyone watching. Yeah, Not a lot of folks left. So thanks to those who are still here. Say hi. Yeah. Ooh, that's looking pretty rough for blue. Hi, Raf. I think you might be the last one. Yeah, so anything to comment about this situation from your point of view? This here is dead. This is dead. This is dead. This is dead. This one as well. There's not much hope. I don't know. This field in the middle at 6 points. Wow. Well, it could extend over here to 9, and maybe blue would be somehow able to take it over. Over here, no, not even the ninja is available because there's a yellow farmer there. Yeah, that's just rough. Yeah, they have to take chances like this here, hoping to draw the straight on their next move. Oh, yellow wisely took away one attack against the upper 12-point field, which could also be extended by using the starting tile there or one of the remaining daggers up top. And now yellow even threatens to unite the fields. And let's see if they do or if they rather close their city. And yeah, not risking anything, because if you'd unite here, you'd open up this field for attack. Now they will block or attack. But that actually was the only chance for blue, I guess. Unifying the fields, creating this option, hoping to somehow get by with it, because I don't know, Zaharik falls asleep or something. Yeah, but he diligently takes his time, checks all the pieces still out there, all the options, and in the end, he might just take the 3 points. Actually doesn't. Wasn't there any option? Oh, actually, there was no option left to attack there after he drew this piece. So blue hops onto here, hoping to draw the dagger, and they'll get it. But the field is worth 21 points, which would be enough, but not with these 4 points going to yellow. So extremely precise endgame by MTU. That's really nice. Yeah, but still 3 points short. But it goes to show you, try everything there is to try, and connecting here, just taking the 4 points because it didn't matter anyway. if you connect to this 15-point field to tie the top field, or if you would try to tie the complete field here, it's the same in the end. So taking the 4 points definitely was a good idea. And in this here, nice one, MTU, nice one. So, folks, RCP wins 3-2 versus Belgium. Poland wins 3-2 versus Ukraine. Both games, both matches not as close as the end score might suggest, because they actually did only need 4 duels to be decided, but it is what it is. I hope to see you in, well, 12-13 minutes for the Taiwan Carcassonne, or what is it? Carcassonne Online Championship semifinal, hotly versus Stephen Chung. Else, definitely tune in around 90 plus minutes for this year's ETCOC final between RCP and Poland. Until then, see you later. Bye.